Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Tournament 33 of Omega Limit Break. My name is Keelan Coldcloud. I will be your host for this evening. And by the time this tournament premieres, I will still be on vacation for like the next week or so. So this tournament has been pre-recorded along with the last one. Last week, your last man standing, if I recall correctly, was Noah Munier. Isabella Folsom retained her women's championship. Joe Moravsky became a 4-time Chatters champion, last Chatter standing. Ryan Gill was your best debutant. He will be number 51 tonight. In the meantime, the jackpot increases once again to $1 million. And increases by $100,000 every tournament that there isn't a contest. So with everything in mind, and we also had our first female semifinalist since OMEGA⁴, our fourth in Omega's history. In, of course, who else than Isabella Folsom. And Joe Moravsky finally got to stage 6, so that's great. Anyway, we're going to kick off stage 1 in Tournament 33 in a moment. Stage 1 is Tachyon Circuit. It consists of 3 laps, each of which consists of 5 obstacles. That thing I forgot to close. Whoops. And I forgot to open the entry screen. That's great. Lap 1 consists of the classic Spin Bridge. We all know the Spin Bridge from Sasuke. Angle Ladder Jr., an easier version of the Angle Ladder. Tends to take out a lot of people. Next is Bungee, which consists of... There. A bungee slider to another bungee. Spider dive. A trampoline jump into a swinging jumping spider segment that you must dismount out of. Acceleration path. It's literally an easier version of the ejector. Lap 2 starts with Spin Bridge EX, a buff version of the Spin Bridge from Muso, consisting of 4 balls with vertical transitions after each one. Salmon Tilt, a twist on the salmon ladder where you must walk the bar up a set of uneven rungs. Bungee Road from ANW8. Do that. Okay. Competitors cross a series of hanging bungees of bungee cords using only their hands, then transition to a hanging log to distance. Spider Corner consists of 2 perpendicular sets of spider walk panels. To access the second line, the competitor crosses a ledge on one side of the corridor, then casts backwards into the second section. The sharp thing, I can't talk. Counter movement, which I believe is from Super Ninja, an angled conveyor belt that competitors must run up. Taking off lap 3, I can't talk, is Spin Bridge EX2, an even more buffed version of the Spin Bridge, with 8 balls. And every one of them has a vertical transition afterwards. Salmon Ladder EX. 2 big moves on the first set of rungs in the first segment. Then a big transition to the second set. First side, sorry. Big upper transition and 1 big jump on the second set. Bungee. It's a fun name to say. Bungee. Platform suspended by bungees into a bungee cord slider. You'll fix bungee. Spider Maze is from Muso. Jumping spider into a short, I can't freaking talk, spider walk, spider drop, zigzag spider climb, spider trap doors at the end. 10 years under Stephen Harper. Inspired by a political commercial possibly related to the election in Canada. You go up an escalator that's going down. Time limit is 275 seconds. If you pass that, you face the first of 4 bosses in Pythagoras. You're on a conveyor belt. There are 8 gates in front of you. For each one, you must solve a 2-digit math equation, addition or subtraction. And if you pass that in 60 seconds, you'll have beaten your first boss. Top 75 move on. 25 eliminations this time around. That was timed nearly perfectly. We're going to kick off Stage 1 with Jackson Twait. And if I recall correctly, only two people have beaten Pythagoras. But it's been beaten 3 times. And why? Because Gabinobi beat it twice. Because he's freaking Gabinobi. He's number 2 in the world for a reason. Jackson Twait kicking things off. Which is the Spin Bridge EX2. Let me turn the BGM down a little bit. There we go. And 20 chatters, 4 women, and 0 debutantes. Which is unfortunate. Kane Clark next. And Clark currently in second out of 2. Angle ladder junior takes him up. Tyler Yamauchi. I've seen that name in a minute. I'll be seeing him again though. Cody Benaway. Never mind. Amber Rodriguez. Actually, it should be 5. Through Chatter's challenge. The only reason that is because Joe Moravsky was in the top 10. So he couldn't really get into the number 80 spot. So all the Chatter has to be moved down 5 spots. And Amber Rodriguez gets a spot. There's moments left open. Congrats! Yay! Anyway, let's see if she does. Spin Bridge. Valentine Deconin. Haven't seen that name in a minute. Saving on Spin Bridge, but failing on Angle Ladder. James McGrath, the Beast. Never mind. Mitchell Townend. Actually, that might be a debutante. Now that I think about it. I swear, I don't think I've heard that name before. Mitchell Townend is a debutante. So if they're the only one, that means they're by default best debutante. That's crazy. Donovan Matoya. I for some reason didn't even see that. Matoya saving on Spin Bridge, failing on Bungee. Alt 1. Never mind. Jay Lewis reaching lap 2 at least. Arnstein. Never mind, the 3rd step. Matley. I haven't seen him in a while. Oh, just timing out on the Spider Maze. The end of the Spider Maze. I can't freaking talk. Nearly reached Pythagoras. No, not even that. Nearly reached 10 years. A save on Spider Maze. What is going on today? Zach Keenan. Will he be the first to attempt? No, he won't. He definitely will not. Bubba Ace. Never mind. Kuzad. And if you're a chatter, that means if you're in the Ninja Masters Discord server in the description and you want to become a part of Omega, you just gotta be in the Ninja Machine database as a casual chatter. Because if you're an elite chatter, you can probably just make it through the main roster anyway as we go through Ryosuke Miyaoka. Oh, just missed out on Pythagoras. But you gotta make it through Chatter's Challenge, which is the new mid-second as of a few weeks ago. The premiere. Yes. Loic Fautier next. Same on Spin Braids, but they're pested on Spider Corner. Olivia Vivian, former last woman standing. Never mind. Donovan Lusher. Never mind. Pable Ninja Sean Bryan. Oh, hold on. Oh. Several seconds short of facing the mathematical menace that is Pythagoras. Jake. Here's a name we haven't seen in a while. Jake McClintock. And he's a good... Oh. First place so far by a significant margin. Asa LaChaser Reynolds. Oh. 2.2 seconds between him and first. Yusuke Suzuki, Sasuke Sensei, is bested on lap 2. Tomo Shibulin by Angle Ladder Jr. Flip. Never mind. Myler. Times out on the zigzag climb of the Spider Maze. Simon Brunner. He's taken out of it by Spider Maze. He times out. Zach Stoles. Australian Ninja Warrior champion. He's best in lap 2. Dan Buckles. Never mind. Nick Warren. Never mind. Lucas Real. Never mind. It is saved on Spin Bridge 2. I can't freaking talk. Jun Sato. He beat Cyberspace. Can he beat Tachyon Sword? No, he cannot. He got close. Charlie Bell. No attempts on Pythagoras yet. Kevin Brecky. Oh, hold on. Let's run out of a chatter so far. To my knowledge, anyway. Nope, Sean Bryan. What am I talking about? Evan White. Best one in a while, anyway. Evan White takes number 9. Best by Salmon Ladder EX. Josh Salinas. Seen him in a while. Bungie. Takes 9th right back from White. Scheibler. One of the first semifinalists in Omega. And he's fails on Spinbridge EXP. Gavin White. Never mind. Well, he got to lot 2. And oh my god, it's D-Render. Ooh. Salmon Ladder EX. Decently far, especially for Shatter. Jody Avila. I apologize for any mispronounced names or visual errors that you might see and or hear throughout this broadcast. Bob Reese. Grandson of the inventor. Spider-Man takes him out of it on the trampoline of all things. He did a Sasuke All-Star in Tournament 22. Zulabik. Bungie Road. That is oof. Dale Morant, he was number 1 last tournament. Best saved on Angle Ladder Jr., but he fails on Bungie Road. Mark Hayes, working the second half of the roster. Spinbridge EX. Noxic Airmore. Save on Spinbridge, but he fails on its Muso counterparts. Mac D'Amico, never mind. Matt Redo, never mind. Abby Clark, never mind. Evan Mail, finally. Bungie Road. Best debutant from last week, Ryan Gill. Never mind. Here we go again, Josh Miller. Oh, and a save on Angle Ladder Jr. and on Spider-Corn. He fails on Spinbridge EX2 at the start of lap 3. Clement Crevier, tragic hero of Omega. Times out by 1.5 seconds. That's as close as anyone's gotten so far. He definitely has the lead. We're in the second half of the roster. Yuri Prokovic. Multiple saves on Salmon Tail, but he fails on Bungie Road. Cheyenne Raya. Haven't seen that name in a minute, and we won't see him again. Angle Ladder Jr. Amir Malik. Inaugural LMS of Omega 2. Or Omega 3, sorry. Save on Salmon Tilt. Fails on Spinbridge EX2. Balanced obstacles are still proving to be the bane of any top competitor's existence, no matter who the hell you are. Sharif, NW France champion, fail on counter movement and a miss on Salmon Tilt. Cost him enough time as is, but he fails on Spider Drop on Spider Maze. K-Rod, Cameron Rodriguez, saving on Spider Dive is K-Rod. Fails on Spider Corner. Aaron Majiacomo. That was on lap 3. Spinbridge EX. Billy Dixon. Never mind. Zeke Huber. Never mind. Renee Castley. Haven't seen him in a while. Save on Bungie Road. He's the first to reach Pythagoras, and he beats the Klaxon on top of that. Renee Castley. It would be Renee, wouldn't it? I believe this is his first attempt in Omega 3. 2 people have beaten this boss before him. Kane Lemsack, Gavin Obi. Gavin Obi did it twice. He saved on Bungie Road to get to this point. Let's see how he does against the mathematical menace that is Pythagoras. He'll be the 3rd person to beat this boss. 2 gates left. Make it 1. He has the time. He's got it. Rene Castle has been his first boss. And as a result, becomes the 3rd person to beat Pythagoras. Along with Kane Lepsak and Noam Union. Or Gavin Obi, sorry. Kane Lepsak, Gavin Obi. Alright. Going next is Kevin Carbone. Nearly 2/3 of the way through the roster. Bungie Road. Former finalist EDW. Also fails on Bungie Road. From 2 misses on Salmon Tilt. Giovanni Lopez, never mind. Taylor Green, former last one standing. Never mind. Hayate Kazihara, never mind. Eli Dagan, I don't know how to apologize. I'm bad with names. Saving on Bungie, all that to fail on Spider-Man. You got very close there. Very low on stamina, too. Max Feinberg. Ooh, by a few seconds. Missing out on the shot against Pythagoras. Saving on Spinbridge EX2. And let's see, he didn't have any misses. He just did not have the pace, it seems. Xander Slager. Salmon Tilt. So tough, this. Tommy Matthews. I'm gonna save on Engelletter Jr. Fails on Bungie. Here come the Folsoms, starting with Sam. Misses out. Fails on Bungie. NW Poland champion Jan Tatarovic. Also failing on Bungie. It is rated as a 10 for a reason. It is extremely difficult. Kane Lepsak. Trying to beat this boss for a 2nd time. And it will miss out on the chance to do so by just a few seconds. So close. Zach Aikenstein. Oh. Well, he reaches lap 2 at least. Saving on Spinbridge is Zach Aikenstein. Gavin Obi. Wouldn't it be crazy if he beat this freaking boss for a 3rd time? Nobody fails on of all things. The trampoline of the Spider Maze. First person to be eliminated is Taylor Green. 4 women left. Giovanni Lopez on the bubble. Isaiah Thomas. We gotta see a man fly. Oh, by a few seconds. Missing out on Pythagoras. 19 shatters. First of the record break, at least close to the record, 20 shatters in this tournament. And unfortunately, Giovanni Lopez is the first of which to be eliminated. Zeke Huber on the bubble. Donovan Matoyer's moving on. Keitaro Yamamoto running next. And fails on Engelletter Jr. There are 25 eliminations. 57 out of 75 is not good enough to move on yet. Addie Herman. Ooh. 51st is good enough to move on. And next is Ethan Gardielski. Not your Chatters champion, and you'll see why later. But, I mean, never mind. He fails on Engelletter Jr. Definitely not good enough to move on. It will eliminate Abby Clark. The best debutant is also eliminated. Down to 3 women left. Luke Beckstrand ring next. Here come the Beckstrands. Failing on Spinbridge EX. Eliminating Matt Reddo. Haven't seen that name in a long ass time. Matt D'Amico on the bubble. Here comes the second champ, Caleb Bergstrom. Is he gonna reach? Yes, he is. Caleb Bergstrom might be able to reach. Or Caleb Bergstrom might have a... Well, he has a... I can't freaking talk. He has a chance to beat Pythagoras. Finally. It only took him 3 tournaments. Let's see what he does. See how Baby Bergie does against the mathematical menace. Pythagoras. Saving on gate 2. He's a quarter way through. Misses on gate 3. He gets a 10-second penalty, and that's going to cost him the rest of his time. How far will he go? Gate 7. Caleb Bergstrom. There is no room for error on this course, much less on a boss. But it will eliminate Matt D'Amico, put Nick Warren on the bubble. Snor Samyant's running next. Ninja Israel champion. Failing on Spider Maze after save on Spinbridge EX. Eliminates Nick Warren, puts Dan Buckles on the bubble. Dacon Aiden still guaranteed to move on. Loose Cannon, RJ Roman. Saving on Spinbridge. He's making a statement early on. Saving on Spider Corner. Gets all the way to the Spider Maze. The Spider Trap doors of the Spider Maze before ultimately timing out. He will eliminate Dan Buckles, but he gets down to 18 chatters left. 18 chatters. Flip is on the bubble. Matthias Noirel, Ninja Warrior France champion. Saving on Acceleration Path. He fails on Spinbridge EX2 because balance obstacles are that freaking tough. Eliminates Flip, puts Donovan Lusher on the bubble. Tatsuya Tada. He's the man to eliminate him. He absolutely will. Lusher is unfortunately out of it. Olivia Vivian is on the bubble. Let's see how Phil Folsom handles it. Can he reach? No! By a second and a half, he misses out on a shot against Pythagoras. Olivia Vivian is out of it. 2 women remain. Bubba Ace on the bubble. Not looking good for him, because here comes the prince, Yusuke Morimoto. Never mind! He's out of it on the first obstacle. And Bubba Ace survives for a few seconds more. That is an absolute shocker. 3-time finalist is out of it on the first obstacle. James Sanella, how do you respond to that? Wow, that was close. 39 to hundredths of a second. And he reaches Pythagoras. Damn, Yusuke out of it this early is crazy. See how James Sanella does against Boss 1. Pythagoras. One person's cleared it so far, that would be Renee. But James Sanella gets a 10-second penalty on Gate 2, and that might cost him. He misses on Gate 4 as well. Where he times out. And that will easily be enough to eliminate Bubba Ace. We're down to, I believe, 16 shatters left. Yes. Jacob Arnstein on the bubble. Kane Clark is now guaranteed to move on. Philip Gutta at number 90. I just freaking put him at 15. Well, saves on Angle Letter Jr. Fails Bungee Road. Jacob Arnstein is eliminated. Alt 1 is on the bubble. We move on to the top 10 from last tournament, starting with the weatherman, Joe Morawski. And whoa, he reaches Pythagoras as well. We have a chatter going against the boss. Joe Morawski. First chatter to face a boss. He may be about to eliminate Alt 1 in the process. Fellow chatter. See what he does. Boss 1. Come on, Morawski. Quarter of the way through. 3 more gates. 2 more. He's got the time. He clears it. A chatter has cleared a boss. That's the wrong button. Joe Morawski merely reached stage 7 last week. Almost becoming the first chatter to do so. But now, he's the first chatter to defeat a boss. We still got runners to go, by the way. And of course, that eliminates Alt 1. 15 chatters remain. McGrath on the bubble. Oh, look at that. Chatter, chatter, chatter. 3 chatters in the bottom 5. Moritz Hans may be about to eliminate the Beast. Saving on Spinbird's EX, but he's bested by its even more stupidly hard counterpart. Moritz Hans eliminates James McGrath. 14 chatters remain. Amber Rodriguez on the bubble, the last chatter into this tournament. She's about to be eliminated by one of the strongest women in Ninja history, Nora Brown-John. Times out on the Spider Maze, nearly making it to 10 minutes. But that's easily enough to eliminate Amber Rodriguez. 13 chatters, and hold on, that can't be. Hold on. Okay. So Amber Rodriguez, Olivia Vivian, and Abby Clark are out of it, meaning this is the earliest we have ever decided our women's champion. It is Addie Herman. And it was decided on stage 1. Actually, never mind. What am I talking about? There's 2 women left because I completely forgot that Isabella Folsom is in the top 10 from last week. So, we haven't decided it just yet. Coming next, Salesman, Yuji Urushihara. Which is Salmon EX. Tyler Yamauchi on the bubble. Oliver Lutman running next. Is he gonna? No! A miss on Salmon Tilt. Cost him a lot of time. Will eliminate Yamauchi, put Sigurlin on the bubble. Eliza Browning running next. Salmon Lever EX. That is good enough to take out Teoma Sigurlin. Put Cheyenne Raya on the bubble. Isabella Folsom, the current defending women's champion, gets all the way to the Spider Maze. A second away from reaching 10 years. Eliminates Cheyenne Raya. Puts Ethan Gardilski on the bubble. Josiah Pipel. Salmon Ladder EX. Takes out another big name. Eliminates Gardilski. Takes out another big name. Keitaro Yamamoto again cannot catch a break in this early part of the course. He's on the bubble. Here comes the champ, Jackson Arados. And of course, he's facing Pythagoras. He would be the 4th person to beat this boss. He beats Pythagoras right now. Let's see how he does. Jackson Arados. 2 more gates. Oh, he misses on gate 7! No! He was so close. Jackson Arados, 2 gates short of beating his first boss. God, that was close. Running next, your last man standing from last week, the #1 ninja in the world. One of these 2 is going to move on. Lucas Real or Noah Muniu. See what he does. And he does not reach Pythagoras. Even though he was perfect on the salmon tilt. With that in mind, Lucas Real is the last man to be eliminated. We have 1 clear on stage 1. And that's Renee Castley. And in a moment, we're going to go over our clear overview. For stage 1's clear overview, we have 1 debutant, because we had 1 debutant in this entire tournament, so by default, Mitchell Townend is your best debutant this week. As for the women, only 2 remain, if I recall correctly. And they would be Isabella Folsom, who's, of course, she's in the top 10, and Addie Herman. And as for the chatters, I might want to get comfy for this one. We got Donovan Matoyer. That's it. No. Donovan Matoyer. Sean Bryan. Teoma Sigulin. Well, never mind. Donovan Matoyer. Sean Bryan. Kevin Brecky. D. Render. William Marquez moves on. Evan Mail. Cheyenne Raya. Oh yeah, no, Raya's out. Billy Dixon moves on. As does Tommy Matthews. We have Zach Akenstein. Ethan Gardowski is unfortunately out of it. Joe Moravsky makes it 14 shatters. Going into stage 2, we're going to kick that off in a moment. Stage 2 is Sunken City. Consists of 8 obstacles and is a mix of water and balance stage. First is Crazy Slide from Proto Sasuke. Technically a buff of Daichoyaku from Kunoichi. Mainly because of the fact that there's a big old bar you gotta jump off of once you dismount from the slide. Cargo Chaos from Musou 10. The version where you must go over and under cargo nets partially submerged in water. Split decision between Goren Hammer and Fusho Wataru from Sasuke and Kunoichi, respectively. Aqua Tackle is literally just a tackle, but with big stone blocks. Backstream, the 9-meter version. You know, everyone knows the backstream. Second split decision between Dangerous Waters and Tuning Forks from A&W, both of which are from A&W. Upstream Escape is a mix of the Island Escape from Viking and the Backstream from Sasuke. Finally, Whirlpool from, I believe, the Sharp Tank or Survival Race. I can't remember. Backstream, but there's jets and cyclones in all directions. Throw the commanders off and drag them down. It is from Survival Race. Time limit is 190 seconds. If you pass that, you will face Boss 2, the Great Guardian Lugia. A buff version, I can't talk today, Jesus, of Bridge Ball, where you must dodge fishbone spikes, multiple cannonballs, water hose, and then you must throw the ball and hit a small target. If you do that, you'll beat Boss 2. Top 55 move on. 15 eliminations this time around. We're going to kick off stage 2 right now. Running first. Killer of the freaking first stage, by the way, was the spin bridge of all things. Just the regular ass spin bridge. Jackson Twait running first. Taken out by Whirlpool. We're gonna see a lot of Whirlpool timeouts, so y'all might want to get comfy for that. Might want to get used to it. Kane Clark. Whirlpool again. Does get there faster though. Dekonian. Whirlpool again. Mitchell Townend. How will our debutant fare? Not great. Go Red Hammer. Matoyer. Whirlpool again. Jesus. Jay Lewis. Halfway through Whirlpool. Joel Matley. Halfway through Whirlpool. Keenan. May need to buff this stage. Zach Keenan does get there in the fastest time, so he does take first. Pujad. This is my Whirlpool. First place, though. Ryosuke Miyaoka. Whirlpool again, Jesus. Look Fortier. Finally, a fail that isn't on Whirlpool, but it's on Dangerous Waters. Sean Bryan, Papal Ninja, is again bested on Whirlpool. Jake McClintock. First to face Lugia. Jake McClintock makes his glorious return to Omega. First attempt on OMEGA⁴, if I recall correctly, and he now faces the Great Guardian, Lugia. And got it. Yes! Jake McClintock has beaten his first boss. Jake McClintock has beaten boss 2. First person to do so tonight. That puts us at 3 clears. The Beckstrands and Jake McClintock. Let's see. There we go. Thank you, autocorrect, being useful. Alright. We move on to Asa Lashesa Reynolds. I might need to bump this stage. I got 2 weeks to think about this. Yusuke Suzuki ready next because Asa Reynolds failed Whirlpool. Whoa. Ashton Myler. Whirlpool. Simon Brunner. Fails Fushal Watering. Zach Stolz. Dangerous Waters. These obstacles are a lot more difficult than they look. Even in the earlier seconds of this course, you cannot take any of these obstacles for granted. They'll come back to bite you. Jun Sato. Oh, by a few seconds, just misses out on Lugia. Charlie Ball. Dangerous Waters. Kevin Brecky, sorry. Wow. Not a great time. Evan White. Better time, but top 10, but not Lugia. Salinas. Oh, just misses out. Scheibler. Halfway through, that fail on the quarter mark may have contributed a bit. Gavin White. Best by Tuning Forks. Golden Canate. Sorry. Wrong name. I knew I was going to freaking do that. D-Render. Oh my god, it's D-Render. Ugh. Timing out on upstream escape. I can't talk. Jody Avila. Finally, people are failing something other than Whirlpool. But it's Dangerous Waters. Bob Reese. Upstream escape. Zulamik gets to Whirlpool with a few seconds left. Rants. Oh, close. That fail on 25% may have cost him a bit of time. Marquez. Timing out on the backstream. Garemore. Oh, by just over a second. He will not face the Great Guardian. But he does take 8th for the moment. 15 eliminations this time. Nope, what am I talking about? 20. I can do math. I can. Evan Mail. Tuning Forks. That is oof. That is in fact oof. Josh Miller. Goran Hammer. Clement Gravier. Nearly reaches Lugia. Saving on 25% mark. But he times out by 2.5 seconds. Yuri Proknin. Oh, that fail cost him on 75%. He would have reached Lugia otherwise. Malik. Fail on 50%. Cost him the rest of his time. Sharif. Saving on Crazy Slide. But he fails on Whirlpool. K-Rod. Oh, he faces Lugia. Second person to do so tonight. Kevin Rodriguez. He will be the 4th person to beat the Great Guardian if he does so right now. At the end of the Sunken City, the Sink Clement mod, lies the Great Guardian, Lugia. See what he does. Gets hit by that second cannon. And his run on stage 2, but a valiant effort regardless. Got very far into Lugia. Aaron Majiakomo. Oh, no! He was so... If he had... saving on 50%. Fails on 100 and times out. So close. Billy Dixon. timed out on upstream escape. Renee Castle going for potentially a perfect run here. He goes for Lugia. Oh my god, could he actually beat 2 bosses in the same night? Renee Castle. He beat Pythagoras minutes ago. But now, by the grace of God, he gets to face the Great Guardian at the end of the Sunken City, Lugia. Can he beat 2? No, he can't. Lugia is just that freaking difficult. He will not get a perfect run tonight. But, damn good run for sure. He takes second. 1 clear so far in Jake McClintock tonight. Kevin Carbone reigning next. That's by upstream escape. EDW saving on Goran Hammer, but he times out on... If it wasn't for those 2 fails, he would have made it. 100%. Hayate Kajihara. He faces Lugia. Oh. The idol, I think. I will check. Hayate Kajihara. He is an idol. Now he faces Lugia. He misses the first ball, but he gets the second. No way. Can he actually... Oh! The fishbone spikes! He got really far. Hayate Kajihara takes 4th on the leaderboard. 4 attempts, 1 clear so far. Ile Dagan. Never mind. Max Feinberg. We're gonna start seeing eliminations soon. I didn't even realize he reached Lugia. Max Feinberg. It would be Max Feinberg. Right? Max Feinberg, for the first time, faces the Great... I almost digestion. For the first time, he faces the Great Guardian, Lugia. And he bested on the first cannon. The first of 2 cannons. Xander Slager. Fuso Wazari takes him out of it. Doesn't even get halfway through. Tommy Matthews. Fuso Wazari again. Here come the Folsoms. Sam Whirlpool. That fail on 25% seriously cost him. Tarovich. This is by Tuning Forks. Lebsack. Trying to beat his second boss in Lugia. Oh, would you believe it? Frickin' Kane Lebsack. He beat Pythagoras last week. Now he has a chance to beat the Great Guardian, Lugia. Misses 3 balls, but he gets the 4th one. And he gets hit with that freaking water hose. Kane Lebsack has attempted both bosses, but he's only beaten Pythagoras. Zach Akenstein running next. He saves on upstream escape, but he times out on Whirlpool. Gavin Obi. Wow, 24 seconds left. Plus, Gavin Obi has a chance to beat his second boss in Lugia. This is the first ball. He gets the second, saving on that water hose. Gavin Obi, no! The last segment of the boss. Takes out number 2 in the world. Oh, he got so close. Next is Isaiah Thomas. Oh, that fail on Whirlpool cost him a lot of time. I think it would have been even more heartbreaking if he timed out by 42 hundredths of a second, though. We're going to see our first elimination at the hands of Addie Herman. She eliminates, Eli Dagan. Xander Slayer is on the bubble. Luke Beckstrand. Here come the Beckstrands. Fails upstream escape. May not be good enough to move on just yet. Slager's out of it. We're down to 13 chatters. Mitchell Townend is on the bubble. That'll be our last debutant. Second champion, Caleb Bergstrom. Oh, he just times out on Whirlpool. but that will eliminate our last debutant tonight. Josh Miller is on the bubble. Senior Samyat's running next. That fail on Whirlpool. Eliminates Josh Miller. Tommy Matthews on the bubble. Loose cannon next. RJ Roman fails tuning force. And he is about to be in the bottom 5. We almost hear an F-bomb in the distance. Simon Brunner on the bubble. Tommy Matthews out of the equation. Matias Norell running next. Oh, by a few seconds. Saving on Whirlpool, 75%, but he times out on the last part. Eliminates Simon Bruno Marquez on the bubble. Simon Bruno eliminated Marquez on the bubble. Oh my god. Tatsuya Tada. No! He's eliminated on Crazy Slide. What the heck? Phil Folsom. 3 fails on Whirlpool. He did everything he could to fail that obstacle, and he only failed it by 1.5 seconds. But it still will eliminate Marquez. 12 shatters left. We're about to be at 11. Luke Ekstrand's guaranteed to move on. Here comes James Sanella. And potentially, there he goes. Upstream escape. The cutoff is the second split decision. Avila is on the bubble. Philip Gutta. He cannot get past the first quarter of Whirlpool. Eliminates Avila, puts Gavin White on the bubble. Weatherman Joe Moravsky. Oh my god. No way. Moravsky. He beat Pythagoras early on. Can he really be going for a perfect run here? But in order to do that, in order to even be halfway to that, he's got to beat the Great Guardian, Lugia. This is the first ball. But he can't get past that first cannon. Will be enough to eliminate Gavin White and put the loose cannon on the bubble. Luke Beckstrand still guaranteed to move on by the skin of his teeth. Moritz Hans, Ninja Warrior Germany champion, failing on dangerous waters, and just like that, he's a few runs away from being eliminated. But first, the loose cannon is out of it. Tatarovich on the bubble. Nora Brown, John next. What? Hold on. Okay, I'm sorry. I completely missed the fact that Nora Brown John was also in the top 10. Well, damn. Nora Brown John times out at the end of Whirlpool. Tatarovich is out of it. That's embarrassing. Zach Stoles. And she was in the top 10, too. I didn't even notice. Yuji Urushihara. Coming out of Whirlpool. Stoles is out of it. Moritz Hans on the bubble. Oliver Lutman running next. Oh, by a few seconds on Whirlpool. Hans is out of it. Fortier's on the bubble. Elijah Browning. Not even halfway through Whirlpool. Eliminates Fortier. Charlie Ball on the bubble. Isabella Folsom running next. Timing out on Whirlpool. Eliminating Charlie Ball. Putting Billy Dixon on the bubble. Josiah Pipel running next. By a few seconds, timing out on Whirlpool. Eliminates Billy Dixon. 11 shatters remain. About to be 10, because Kevin Brecky's on the bubble. Maybe about to be eliminated at the hands of our current champion, Jackson Erdos. And a fail on Whirlpool cost him a chance against Lugia. Saving on Dangerous Waters. But that will eliminate Kevin Brecky. But D-Render on the bubble. It's either going to be him or Noah Munier that moves on. And it will be easily Noah Munier. He times out at Whirlpool. Oops. Let's have a look at our clear overview. That's a thing. I don't know why I keep forgetting to put this back up. Alright, cool. There. For our clear overview, so far on stage 2, 3 women remain. That would be Addie Herman, Nora Brown John, and Isabella Folsom. I completely forgot that. I'll be honest, I forgot Nora Brown John was even on the roster, and I feel so unbelievably stupid for that, and I apologize. No debutants for obvious reasons. because the only one that was in the roster was eliminated on stage 1. And in terms of our chatters, we're down to 10. Donovan Matoyer, Sean Bryan, wait, hold on. I may be stupid. Donovan Matoyer, Sean Bryan, wow, did he really lose that? Holy crap. Zach Akenstein and Joe Moravsky. Oh, let me check one more time. 1, 1. No way. 2, 3. No, 3. We're not down to 3. Holy crap. That's why you check how many chatters are left before you do a clear overview. Caleb. No debutants left. That is embarrassing. Down to 55. Stage 3 in a moment. Stage 3 is Mount Blizzard, Mount Blaze, and Mount Blitz. But its real name is the newly nerfed 3 Peaks. Each stage consists of 7 obstacles. Yes, it's been cut down from 8 obstacles to 7. Mount Blizzard is all about finger strength. First is Inverter, Hopscotch, Hockey Pucks, Storm the Gate, Fuji Pass, Altitude Limit, and Articuno, first of the legendary birds, buff version of the Ice Picks. And for some reason I forgot to mention the most important part. Each one of these is an upper body burnout stage. Killer of stage 2, besides Whirlpool, was Upstream Escape and Lugian. Mount Blaze is all about Lachey's. First is Bunny Ears, Pipe Shuffler, Driver's Ed, Mike Trio, Triple Mo Howard, Golden Corkscrew. And the second of the legendary birds is Moltres, the buff of Angerverse. Finally, Mount Blitz, Jawbreaker from A&W, Heavenly Alley, Skyhook Chaos. This is all about tech. Revolvers, Stegosaurus VL, or Vertical Limit, Flying Bar Triple Deluxe, and the third of the legendary birds, Zapdos. If you somehow beat one of those, you will face Boss 3, the Phoenix Hoa, a buff version of the Kaleidoscope with 7 sets of progressively thinner ledges, the last of which is a sloper grab requiring a cross grip. So there's your stage 3. 15 eliminations, 40 will move on. With that in mind, it's time to kick off the second quarter of this course. Will anyone face off against the Phoenix tonight? A few minutes away from finding out. Jackson Twait kicking things off. Going for Mount Blitz, getting all the way to Stegosaurus VL. Kane Clark going for Mount Blitz, bested by the Revolvers. Valentin Deconin going for Mount Blitz, Revolvers. Donovan Matoyer, Mount Blaze. He's bested by Triple Mo Howard. Jay Lachey Lewis goes for the Lachey stage. And can he reach Moltres? First person to do so. The legendary birds have been reached. Of course, Jay Lewis would be the first to do so. Joel Matley failing on the first obstacle of Mount Blaze. Keep getting the name wrong. Zach Keenan going for Mount Blitz, and he's bested by Heavenly Alley. Looks like he needs to nerf Mount Blizzard again. Carlos Buzad. Mount Blitz again. Skyhook Chaos. Ryosuke Miyaoka, you think he would go for Mount Blizzard, considering he is a grip strength god, but does he? No, he goes for Mount Blitz and fails with the revolvers. Okay, putting that on my to-do list again. Nerf Mount Blizzard. Okay. Running next, Pable Ninja, Sean Bryan. Mount Blaze, but he fails Driver's Ed. Jake McClintock. What does he select? Mount Blitz. He gets all the way to Flying Bar Triple Deluxe. They need to replace that with Bear Trap or something. Flying Bar 3DX. Asa Reynolds. Going for Mount Blizzard, finally. But he failed to dismount of Hopscotch. Yusuke Suzuki. Mount Blitz. But he saves on Skyhook Chaos and gets all the way to the revolvers. And there is a rest point between 3.7 and Ho-Oh, no matter what it is, for obvious reasons. It's a boss. Ashton Myler. Mount Blaze. Oh, Golden Corkscrew. Next is Jun Sato. Mount Blaze again. He reaches the Golden Corkscrew. Evan White. Mount Blizzard. He gets all the way to Fuji Pass. And I accidentally clicked on stage 2. This is a mess. Josh Salinas. Mount Blitz. Wow. He cannot get one of those, get that revolver to move. Kind of rough. Sandro Scheibler. Mount Blaze. And he fails on Triple Blue Howard. As for Bob Reese. Mount Blaze again. He reaches the Golden Corkscrew. And takes the number 4 spot. And look at that. J. All the top 3's names start with J. That's funny. That's funny, haha. Funny, haha. What the heck? That's an advertisement. I would like that. Stop. There we go. Julik. Saving on the gumdrop, but failing on the Might Trio in Mount Blaze. Gil Morant takes on Mount Blaze. Saving on the Might Trio, but failing on the Red Skyhook. Natsagaramore. Saving on Bunny Ears, but he fails on TMH. Clement Crevier. Taking on Mount Blitz. Hold on. Oh, Flying Bar Triple Deluxe. I need to replace that with the Bear Trap. Yuri Prokdin. So he does. Mount Blaze. Pipe Shuffler. He is in the bottom 5 at the moment. Amir Malik. Mount Blaze. Oh, hold on. Moltres. Might need to replace the Golden Corkscrew as well. Jesus. Maybe Silver Corkscrew. With Silver Corkscrew. Leon Sharif. Mount Blaze again. Triple Mo Howard. K-Rod. Mount Blizzard. He reaches Storm the Gates. Aaron Majayakomo. Going with Mount Blizzard as well. He gets to the altitude limit. Majayakomo somehow is not in the top 5. He's number 8. In fact. Renee Castley. Mount Blaze, but he fails Driver's Ed. All that just to fail on stage 3. Kevin Carbone. CMH. EDW takes on Mount Blitz, getting all the way to Stegosaurus VL. Kajihara, meanwhile. Mount Blitz again. Flying Bar Triple Deluxe. Max Feinberg. Mount Blaze. Getting all the way to Moltres. Oh, God, that was close. 2 movements, 2 sections away, I believe, from the boss. Here come the Folsoms, meanwhile, starting with Sam. Mount Blaze. And he reaches the Golden Corkscrew. And next, Kane Lepsack. Oh my God. Moltres! Somebody's getting to the end. Aikenstein. Went for Mount Blitz, but failed Jawbreaker. Gavin Obi. Surely he can do this, right? Mount Blitz. A few misses on revolvers, and that's going to cost him. Although I say that, he didn't even run out of stamina. He failed on the Flying Bar Triple Deluxe anyway. Which is still an... Isaiah Thomas. Mount Blizzard. He fails the Hockey Pucks. Ugh, it's so difficult. Addie Herman. Mount Blizzard. And she fails on Storm the Gates. Not a great spot to be in right now. Luke Beckstrand. Mount Blitz. Oh, hold on. Flying Bar Triple Deluxe. So close. Caleb Bergstrom. Mount Blizzard. Oh my God, he reached the end of the altitude limit. That's crazy. And that's not even good enough for 10th. Mioka's moving on. Joel Matley is on the bubble. Aikenstein is out of it. 2 chatters left. Samyot's running next. Mount Blizzard again. Hockey Pucks. Not a good spot to be in, Senor Samyot. Will eliminate Motley, put Reynolds on the bubble. Judelik still guaranteed to move on. Or now he's guaranteed to move on. Matthias Neurel. Mount Blaze. Mike Trio. Eliminates Reynolds. Prokinen's on the bubble. Phil Folsom running next. Mount Blizzard. And he failed. First person to reach Articuno. Alright, dang. Eliminates Procton. Puts Keenan on the bubble. Sanella going for Mount Blaze. And oh my God, he reaches Moltres. The only reason they're not getting to the boss is because they're running out of stamina. Keenan's out. Samyot's on the bubble. Philip Gutta running next. Mount Blitz. Bested by the revolvers. Samyot is out of it. Sean Bryan is in the bottom 5, which means Joe Moravsky may be your last chatter standing. As long as he does better than Sean Bryan. He got to 3.3. Joe Moravsky's just got to do that. And he's going to become your best, or retain your Chatters Championship. Can he? Will he? Yes! In fact, Flying Bar Triple Deluxe! That will eliminate Charles Bujad. Isaiah Thomas on the bubble. Nora Brown-John running next. She selects Mount Blizzard. She fails the dismount on Fuji Pass. Eliminates Isaiah Thomas. Puts Sean Bryan on the bubble. And the man who may be about to make Joe Moravsky retain his championship is the salesman, Yuji Urushihara. Mount Blaze. Oh my God, Moltres! He's about to be in his 50s. What the heck? Sean Bryan's out of it, which means Joe Moravsky retains his Chatters Championship. Joe Moravsky. He's now done it 5 times. Renee Castling on the bubble. Sean Bryan's out of it. Oliver Lutzman running next. Addie Herman in the bottom 5. Which means Folsom is one step closer to being your last woman standing. See what Oliver selects, though. Mount Blitz, Skyhook Chaos, and he is out of it. Oh, God, this early is crazy. Elijah Browning. Mount Blaze. Good enough to move on. Failing on Mite Trio. Eliminates Renee, putting Kane Clark on the bubble. Isabella Folsom selects Mount Blaze. And she reaches Moltres. Holy crap. She eliminates Kane Clark. And he's not a chatter, if I recall correctly. Is he? No. Well, the only one left is Joe Moravsky. What the hell am I talking about? Folsom's freaking just in the top, just barely not in the top 5. I can't talk. K-Rod on the bubble. Kane Clark's out of it. Josiah Papel selects Mount Blitz. And can he first to reach Zapdos? The legendary birds have been reached. K-Rod's on the bubble. K-Rod's out of it, sorry. Addie Herman is on the bubble. Jackson Arados ready next. He selects Mount Blizzard. He reaches the altitude limit, nearly reaching Articuno. Eliminates Addie Herman. 2 women left. Guta on the bubble. Is either going to be him or Noam Jr. Going for Mount Blitz. And he reaches Zapdos. And that will eliminate Guta. Well, damn. We're down to 40. We're going to go through our clear overview in a minute. Alright. With our freaking clear overview this time around, I have actually just now noticed that there is a second chatter remaining. It is Donovan Matoyer. So Donovan Matoyer and Joe Moravsky, the only 2 chatters left. The only 2 women left are Nora Brown John. I can't talk today. I've been recording for 3 hours. And Isabella Folsom. Go figure. 1, 2 of the top 10 are gone. Killer of the stage is Moltres, believe it or not. That is actually very surprising. Yeah, nothing a few adjustments can't fix. Again. Stage 4 in a moment. My God. Stage 4 is Pac-Man. Consists of 10 levels, each of which has 4 obstacles. Top 30 move on. 10 eliminations this time around. We're going to kick off Stage 4, round out the front half of the course right now. With Jackson Twits. We're going to go over the levels as they are reached. Level 1 is as follows. Barrel Swing, Prism Strike, Initial Ascent, and Chimney to Rope Climb. Level 2, Block Run, Pivot Slider, Incline Cliffs, Caber Logs. Got it. Level 3, Birdhouses, Pipe Drop, Icarus Deluxe, Cliffhanger 2.0. Level 4, Big Spinners, Pinch Slider, Iron Cross, Cycle Jump. We're moving on to Stage 2. Valentine Dacon in next. Got it. Matoya. Saving on Cliffhanger 2.0. He's going to Tier 2. Jay Lewis. Saving on Block Run. He's moving on. Yosuke Miyoka. Saving on Caber Logs. And on Cliffhanger 2.0. He's going to Stage 2. Or Tier 2. Gabe McClintock, meanwhile. No problem. Yusuke Suzuki. Sasuke Sensei. I can't freaking talk. Can he handle the pack? He saves on Pipe Drop and fails on Cliffhanger 2.0. First fail so far, Ashton Milo. Make it 2. He fails on the first obstacle, which is pretty sure so easy. Sato. Saving on Pivot Slider. And on Pipe Drop. No problems on level 4. Evan White. No problem. Salinas. Saving on the last obstacle of level 4, and he moves on to tier 2. Scheibler. Saving on Birdhouses. He's got it. Bob Reese. Saving on Pinch Slider, he moves on to tier 2. Zudlovic. Never mind. Morantz. Save. Ooh, multiple saves. Incline Cliffs and Caber Logs. But he fails on the Birdhouses. Knocks again one. So far. Moving on. Gravier. Yes. Amir Malik. He saves on the Pivot Slider and fails on the Incline Cliffs. Maybe on Serif. And so far, he moves on. Jaya Como. Saving on Big Spinners. Fails on Iron Cross. Carbone. Never mind. EDW. Saving on Birdhouses. Going to tier 2. Kajihara. Saving on Cliffhanger 2.0. He saves on Pinch Slider just to fail Iron Cross. Feinberg. Saving on Pinch Slider. He moves on. Sam Folsom. Saving on Pivot Slider. And he fails very early on into Big Spinners, into level 4. Lebsack. 9 fails so far. Lebsack moves on to tier 2, saves on the Pinch Slider. Gavin Obi. No problem. Luke Beckstrand. Whoops. So far, he's got it. Caleb Bergstrom. Saving on Cliffhanger 2.0. He's moving on. Cetus Norell. We'll save on Pipe Drop. And on Big Spinners, he's got it. Phil Folsom. Trying to avenge his brother Sam. Saving on the Caber Logs. As he does so, he moves on. Sanella. Fails on Pipe Drop. Joe Moravsky. He saves on Cycle Jump. He moves on to tier 2. Nora Brown John. Gonna be your last woman standing. Saving on Cliffhanger 2.0. She moves on to tier 2. Yuji Urushihara. Saving on Incline Cliffs. And on Birdhouses. No problems on level 4. Elijah Brown. But he's got it. Isabella Folsom, in order to have a shot to be your women's champion again, she's got to move on to tier 2. I just digested her level 1 run. Saving on Incline Cliffs. And on Birdhouses. She's moving on. Fight continues. Josiah Papel. 10 fails so far. Level 2. Level 4. He's got it. Jackson Erdos. And a save on Big Spinner, but other than that, no problems for the champ. The number 1, Noah Munier. Look at that. Flawless run. 10 fails. And with that, we have our top 30. Only 2 of them are Folsoms. We move on to tier 2. Levels 5 to 8. Level 5 is as follows. Big Airborne, Paddleboards, I-Beam Cross directly into Clockwork to Cargo. Jackson Twait will be the first to face it tonight. Let's see what he does. Saving on Clockwork. Moving on to level 6. No rest points. Boxed in. Pac-Man. Planet. Nope. Iron City Cliffhanger. Cliff Toss. Moves on to level 7. No rest points. Boardwalk. Planet 11. Inverter. Cannonball Climber. Level 8. Broken Salmon Ladder. Pipe Slider X. Rest Point. Ice Picks. Cloud Ladder. And he fails on dismount of Pipe Slider X. Manages to get to level 8 though. Extremely impressive. Nobody's gotten to the boss yet. If you beat all 10 levels, by the way, you will face a member of the Ghost League gang. That is boss number 4. And I just realized I completely forgot to change it. if anyone somehow reaches it, we'll do it later. Valentine Dekani running next. Never mind. Matoya. Saving on Clockwork, level 6. Saving on Boxed In, level 7. Alright, 11 takes off the Chatter. J. Lewis. Good. Iron City Cliffhanger. Ryosuke Miyoka, the Salaryman. Gets to level 7. Level 8. Fails on the Cloud Ladder. So close. He had plenty of stamina too. Jake McClintock. Saving on I-Beam Cross. And on Pac-Man. Sammy Haha. And on Boardwalk. But he fails on the dismount of Pipe Slider X. Jun Sato. I should probably replace Pipe Slider X. Just to balance it out a little bit. Sato fails I-Beam Cross. He's moving on though, but still sucks. Evan White. Never mind. Salinas. Never mind. Scheibler. Never mind. You got a level 5 fail streak. Scheibler saving on Airborne. Big Airborne failing on I-Beam Cross. Bobberies. Finally, someone reaches level 6. Fail on Iron City Cliffhanger. Noxic Airborne. Saving on Clockwork. Failing on Pac-Man. Clement Gravier. Saving on Boxed In. 7. Fails on the Inverter. Leon Sharif. Another one friend's been after another. He fails Pac-Man as well. EW. Saving on Paddleboards. Level 7. Level 8. Nobody's gotten to level 10 yet, which is surprising. Saving on Ice Picks is EW. Max Feinberg reigning next. And so far, Inverter. One obstacle can change everything. Kane Lubzak. 6. Fails on Cliff Toss after multiple saves on Boxed In and Cliff Toss. That's the third and last select. Gavin, Obi, so far, level 8. Yes! We will have a level 9. We will have a tier 3 later on. Saving on Ice Picks, and he makes it past the Cloud Ladder. He moves on to tier 3. Luke Beckstrand. Fails on Cliff Toss. Caleb Bergstrom. Never mind. Matthias Norell. Never mind. Phil Folsom. Thank you. Save on Iron City Cliffhanger. Save on Planet 11 for that matter. Oh, and he saves on Pipe Slider X. He makes it to level 9. Borowski. And so far, Cliff Toss though. Instantly changes that. Nora Brown John. Saving on Bigger Board, but he fails on Clockwork. Yuji. He also fails on Clockwork. Browning. Saving on Cliff Toss. And on Boardwalk. But he fails the dismount of Pipe Slider X. I'm definitely replacing him. What difficulty is Pipe Slider X? It's a 10! What the? Okay, I gotta replace that for sure. Moravsky, okay. The champions. The Chatter champion hasn't even been decided yet. Isabella Folsom. So far. Saving on Iron City Cliffhanger. Level 8. No, the damn Cloud Ladder. Propel. Saving on Paddleboards. And on Planet 11. Saving on the Pipe Slider, but he fails on the dismount. Jackson Airdos. Saving on Big Airboard of all things. And he multiple saves on the Ice Picks and on the Cloud Ladder. He's moving on to Tier 3, but will Noah Jr. join them? No, he will not. Iron City Cliffhanger takes him out. You got a stacked lineup going into Tier 3. Levels 9 to 10 are as follows. Level 9 is Big Red, Peg Traveler, Island of the I-Beams, which Obi's faced before, and Climbing Hooks. No rest points. See what he does against level 9. He fails to jump on Big Red. 2 left. Phil Folsom. fails the last obstacle, level 9. If anyone can make it to level 10, it's Jackson Erdos. No. Big Red takes him out. We have a level 9 sweep. Probably because of Pipe Slider X. And with that in mind, we have our top 30. Now look at it. Lucas Real just missing out on stage 2. D. Renner just missing out on stage 3. Kyoto just missing out on stage 4. Giacomo just missing out on the back half of the course. One obstacle short. So was Kachihara, to be fair. Damn, that's close. We have our top 30. Back half of the course in a few minutes, but in the meantime, we're going to move on to Chatter's Challenge. Welcome to tonight's edition of Chatter's Challenge. And as always, it consists of 2 stages. First is Stage A. In order to get involved with Chatter's Challenge, you just gotta join the Ninja Master's Discord server, link in the description. Not being paid to advertisers. And be put into Ninja Machine's database. And if you are not, as long as you're not an elite chatter, because elite chatter to make it into the roster, just normally, Joe Morofsky, James McGrath, etc. But yeah, we're giving every casual chatter a chance to become part of the main roster. And it all starts with Stage A. Stage A consists of Odyssey from Viking, Sonic Curve from A&W, Parlay from Viking, Soritops Kabe from Sasuke, Deepwater Solo from $1 Million Mile, and Triple Uneven Swing, which I believe is from A&W. Time limit is 125 seconds. Top 30 will move on. There we go. To Stage B. We're gonna kick things off with our first chatter. This is gonna be time purple. Adrian Chung taking on Chatter's Challenge first tonight. Here we go. It bears. 2 fails on Soritops Kabe. Gets some Deepwater. Time's out on Deepwater Solo. Alex Cunningham. Ooh! Timing out on the last obstacle. Nice, Alex. Alt 1. You know, we're running for every single one of these chatters. Get as far as they can. That's what Chatter's Challenge is all about. Putting a spotlight on those chatters. Alt 1 failing on Deepwater Solo. Amber Rodriguez next. Ooh. A lot of people getting far. Triple Uneven Swing. Aussie Green next. It's US again. Yeah, let me turn the BGM down a little bit. There we go. Ready next, Bo Lewis. I believe that just set him and they timed out on failing the Triple Uneven Swing. Billy Dixon. Not digest this one. No. First clear. And Buckwald. Coming out on TUS. Host of Ninja Warrior of Roblox, Bubba Ace. Miss on Soritops Kabe. Fail on TUS. Calum Bryce. He gets our second clear. Host of Sports Roulette, Kane Molden. Never mind. Curtis Schran. Timing out on TUS. Dan Buckles. Also failing on TUS. Co-host of Omega, Donovan Lusser. And on the climbing wall of DWS. Top 30 will move on. We are around 14 runs in. What am I talking about? Emily Montague, Shingo Superfan. Host of Sasuke Divine wins. Timing out on TUS. We're gonna get a lot of those. Ethan Gardzielski getting our third clear. 20 seconds plus. Damn. Evan Mail. Never mind. Sorry, buddy. John Lucas Schmidt. Never mind. Probably should have gotten rid of Sonic Curve. Giovanni Lopez, meanwhile, clears with a third of a second left. That was close. Damn, that was close. Where is it? D-Render. There we go. Oh my god, it's D-Render. Triple uneven swing takes out another chatter. I don't know about you guys, but I think the cutoff is going to be TUS. Jeffrey Ritchie. On Odyssey. Jonathan Raiden. Maybe I should remove the time limit. Oh, he just times out on the last segment of TUS. And I forgot to loop the freaking BGM. There we go. Jordan Coer. Whoops. He does by a few seconds, timing out on TUS. Kane Casillas. Same on Odyssey. Battling on the last segment of TUS. He had the time to. Casey DeViti. Might need to buff this, actually. Everyone getting to TUS and then timing out. And they just remove the time limit entirely. Kevin Brecky. That or Sonic Curve. Host of Sasuke Nitro, as well as Iris Warrior, Kyle Foley. He's out on the second obstacle. Leo Provo. Oh, fifth clear with a few seconds left. Luke Allen. And that's TUS as well. Mike Bernardo. So close to being Chatter's champion on multiple occasions. Come on, Pieglin. And he, close. Last obstacle. Jeffrey Ritchie is out of it. But the cutoff is TUS. Evan Mails on the bubble. Jeffrey Ritchie is unfortunately first to be eliminated. Philip Scott, Mr. Musso, nearly beats the Klaxon and eliminates Evan Mail. Sorry, Kane. It looks like time's up. Cheyenne Raya. Kane's out of it. Even though Raya fails on Sonic Curve, Kyle Foley is on the bubble. Tama Shigulin running next. Sonic Curve as well, eliminating Kyle Foley. Kevin Breck is on the bubble. Host of Ninja Warrior Worldwide, Topaz Mio. Fails on the first obstacle and is immediately out of it. Benny Kins, co-host of Omega. That's going to be close. Eliminates Kevin Brecky, puts Tama Shigulin on the bubble. William Marquez. Oh, last obstacle. Eliminates Shigulin. Jean-Lucas Schmidt on the bubble. Xander Slager. TUS as well. Jean-Lucas Schmidt is out of it. Cheyenne Raya on the bubble. Soul Rep of Taiwan. Yu Chen Shao. And then Sonic Curve, and he's out of it. If you fail Sonic Curve, you're immediately out of it. Zach Aikenstein. And that will do it with a clear less than a second left. Adrian Chung just moves on. Adrian Chung is P31. No, P30. Donovan Lester is P29. Middle of the stage, besides TUS, is Sonic Curve. Stage B. Second half of Shatter's Challenge. Top 15 moves on to the main roster. Twist and Slide. Actually, the right obstacle this time. Double Elevator Climb. Bombay Grasper. Neo Spider Walk. Grinding Gears. Finally, Mountain Flag. Time limit of 120 seconds. You make it past this, you move on to the main roster. Only 15 will be able to do so. Adrian Chung running first. Running on Double Elevator Climb. Alex Cunningham has a big chance here. And he unfortunately fails on the first obstacle. That's tough. Alt 1. Double Elevator Climb as well. Hammer Rodriguez, I might need to replace DEC as well. Twist and Slide. Oh boy. Aussie Green. This is a tech stage. Spider Walk. Neo Spider Walk, sorry. He gets fairly far. Bo Lewis coming next. Ooh, gets to Grinding Gears. Billy Dixon. Also getting to Grinding Gears. Brandon Buckwall. DEC. Ace. Goes to Ninja Warrior of Roblox fails. DEC. Caleb Price. Saving on twist and slide, but failing on bomb-egg grasp. Curtis Tran. So he does. Timing out after refreshing stamina before grinding gears. Dan Buckles. Doesn't even need to refresh stamina, but he fails on grinding gears anyway. Donovan Lusher. Times out on grinding gears, but that is a very good run. Might be good enough to move on. We'll have to see. Shingo Superfan, host of Sasuke Divine Wins, Emily Montague. Failing DEC. Ethan Gardielski, former Chatters champion, gets a clear with more than 20 seconds left. I definitely need to buff that time limit. Giovanni Lopez. Oh, timing out on Mountain Flag. Barely even getting there. Oh my god, it's D-Render. Find his nameplate. There it is. Double elevator climb. That is D-Render. Jonathan Rabin. Check. I'm trying to BGM down this time. Thank you. Going for like 25 decibels. Jonathan Rabin. Oh, close. Barely getting to that second set. Nobody times out in the third. Jordan Coward. Never mind. King Casillas. Going on double elevator climb. Casey DeViti does somewhat better. She actually outpaced King, which is crazy. Leo Provo next. Double elevator climb takes another one. Luke Allen, we got a fail streak on our hands. Not anymore. Luke Allen, sorry, gets to Neil Spiderwalk. Mike Bernardo, meanwhile, elevator climb. Not as lucky. Come on, Pieglin. Also getting the double elevator climb. It depends on the pace. Philip, he had decent pace if my math is right. Philip Scott. Timing out on Mountain Flag by several seconds. Saving on Bob-A Grasper, however. Benny Kins has a chance to make it into the main roster. Can he? Double elevator climb. William Marquez. Only 15 will be able to pull it off. Xander Slager. Times out on Mountain Flag after save on Bombay Grasper. Zach Akenstein. I'll do it. He gets a clear at the end. The following 15 chatters, along with the Chatters champion, are going to move on to the main roster. D-Render just missing out by a few spots. Leo Provo, Caleb Price, Ozzy Green, Luke Allen, Curtis Tran, Jonathan Rabin, Dan Buckholes, Donovan Lusher, Bo Lewis, Billy Dixon, Giovanni Lopez, Xander Slager, Philip Scott, Zach Akenstein, and Ethan Gardielski. Only two full clears on this segment of Omega. Stage 5 in the back half of the course in a moment. These 15 will move on to Tournament 34. Stage 5 in a moment. Stage 5 is Overlord. It consists of 7 obstacles and is a slow balance stage. Kicking things off is Snake Bridge. From Proto Sasuke directly into the slant edge from Kunoichi. Conviction Hill Type J from Ultimate Kunoichi. Following this is a split decision between Fishbone Kai from Ultimate Kunoichi and Bolfudo from regular Kunoichi. Spring Domes, Torenban, and finally the Waiver Stairs. Waiver breaks, but with 4 levels and with vertical transitions. Time limit is 130 seconds. Down to 2 chatters, 2 women. How many will move on to stage 6 and beyond? We'll have to find out. Last week's clear rate is as follows. 30 in stage 5. Not 24, I know that much. 11 in stage 6. 5 in stage 7. 4 in stage 7. And 0, obviously, in stage 8. We get the clears down to 0 there. There we go. Kicking things off is Matthias Neurel. See what he does in the Overvoid. Failing on the last, third to last, second to last level of the level 3 of the waiver stairs. I cannot talk. Saving on the second level, but he fails on the third. Josh Salinas will have a stage 6. 2 runs in, we already got it clear. Good shit. Evan White. Save on Slant Edge, and he just times out on waiver stairs by a few seconds. I guess he hesitated. Valentin Tekonin. Conviction Hill type J. Jun Sato taking his shot against the Overvoid. And he doesn't waste it. A few seconds left. He moves on. Caleb Bergstrom, second champion. He's bested by the Fishbone Kai. Again with these balance obstacles. Sandro Scheibler. Timing out on the waiver stairs. Nora Brown-John. Fails on the Conviction Hill Type J. So all Isabella Folsom's got to do is beat the Conviction Hill Type J, and she will retain her women's championship again. Yuji Urashihara running next. Timing out by a few seconds on the last of the waiver stairs after saving on the spring domes. He got close though. Knocks again more. Saving on Slant Edge, but failing on Bofudol. Ilion Serif. Nearly beating the Klaxon and saving on Bofudol in the process. Bob Reese. We're 3 for 11. Save on Fishbone Kai, and he times out by a few seconds on the waiver stairs. Noah Munier. Beats the... Wow! 15 seconds. Jay Lachey Lewis is out on Slant Edge. There goes 2 of our champions. Luke Beckstrand. Slant Edge. Never mind. I think that'll do it for the Beckstrands. I'm not 100% sure. Joe Moravsky is going back to stage 6 and beats the Klaxon on top of that. Moving on to Caden Lebsack. And he does it again, going to stage 6. In order to have a shot at the Chatters Championship, Matoya's got to be at stage 5. Can he? No. Which means Joe Moravsky will once again retain his Chatters Championship. So he will be number 80 in Tournament 34. He's now done this 5 times. He is a 5-time last Chatter standing. He retains the Chatters Championship. After a save on the Warp Beam, fails on Bofudo, and that will do it for Matoya. 1 Chatter, 1 woman left. Clement Gravier running next. Oh, he was... Oh! He had just a little bit of time to... That's got to be hard. Again, with Clement Gravier and the Heartbreakers. Max Feinberg. Saving on the last of the waiver stairs, he's moving on to stage 6. And save on Torin Bond as well. Jackson Twait. Hailing on the penultimate segment of waiver stairs. Elijah Browning. A few seconds left, he's moving on. Trying to get to double digits. Josiah Papel. Beating the Klaxon. Wow. McClintock. Beating the Klaxon as well. Enzo. 11. We've matched the clear rate from last week. Isabella Folsom will not get back to stage 6, but she will once again retain the women's championship. She is now a 7-time women's champion. The only thing that hasn't been decided yet is the last man standing. Ryosuke Miyoka, you know he wants to get that title again. But he will not get a shot at it, saving on the second level, but failing on the third of the waiver stairs. Erdos. We will still have a champion in stage 6. believe the women are out of it. And the chatters are out of it. We move on to Gavin Obi. Saving on the snake breaks, but he fails on Bofudo. So we're gonna have a new last man standing. It was Noah Immune your last tournament. Here come the Folsoms. Phil. And he's moving on, putting us at 13, going to stage 6. Oh boy, clear rate, or clear overview. Down to 13, Salinas, Sato, Sharif, Munir, Moravsky are only remaining chatter. Lepsak, Feinberg, Browning, Patel, McClintock, Enzo, Erdos, Phil Folsom. One chatter, no women left. And ladies and gentlemen, killer of the stage of Wave Stairs. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for stage 6. Stage 6 is FTL Supernova. It consists of 12 obstacles divided into 2 segments. One timed, one untimed. First is Milky Way, consisting of Astroglider, balance obstacle, shooting stars directly into sky mines, Space Invaders, split decision between gateway beams and spare change. Final obstacle of the time segment is Earth. No bike required. Time limit is 95 seconds. Past that, you'll have a split decision to make. Either Andromeda, consisting of Peg Clouds, double rumbling dice, Skyhooks, Dragon's Back, double down, and the cheese wedges with a dismount, or Triangulum, Ragnarok directly into the Atomic Grasper, Flying Saucers, Library of Pain, Big Dipper with tassels, and of course, the final ring with the dismount. How many, if any, we move on to stage 7. We're a few minutes away from finding out. Let's get into it. Running first tonight on stage 6 is Josh Salinas. Josh Salinas running first. He fails on the literal first obstacle. Now we're going to start. Jun Sato next. He beats Milky Way. Moves on to the back half of stage 6. Trying to become a semifinalist again. He would be the 10th unique semifinalist in this era. That is, if he was to beat Andromeda. Nope, that's Triangle. I don't know what I'm talking about. But so far, Big Dipper, can he get through the final ring? He never made it to stage 3 in Shin Sasuke. But the final ring is no problem for the president of the JPA. Or should I say, your newest semi-finalist. He's done it for the first time in this era. And this is his second time reaching it. Actually, his third time. He's now a 3-time semi-finalist, and he's done it in 3 different eras. Jun Sato, moving on to stage 7. We will not have a stage 6 wipeout. Meanwhile, Ilion Sharif takes on the Milky Way. Saving on Astroglider, but fouling on Shooting Stars. Noah Immune next. And he nearly beats the Klaxon and makes it to the back half of stage 6. Let's see what he... No, he didn't. I'm stupid. He failed Earth. I saw that and the line and I thought he beat it. Okay, but damn. Noam Jr.'s out. And we still have a chatter left. The weatherman, Joe Moravsky, is hoping to get revenge on the Milky Way. Or at least get to the back half of Stage 6. Let's see if he can. No, he can't. Space Invaders. Lebsack. Trying to get to Stage 7 for the first time in this era. See, this time he's made it to the back half of Stage 6. Let's see what he selects. Triangulum. Going good so far, going into the back half. We got one clear so far. Lebsack trying to make it to, making his way to the dismount of the final ring. He's done it again. We are 1 for 3. That's the wrong button. There we go. Kane Lebsack is once again a semi-finalist. He is your 11th unique finalist in this era. We still got a few runners left to go. Oh, oops. Ready next? Max Feinberg. Never mind. No, I was thinking the wrong person. Elijah Browning next. Never mind. Shooting Stars. Josiah Papel. Looks good as he goes into the back half. What will be his selection? Triangulum. Everyone's going for Triangulum. And he fails on Ragnarok. Really? I forgot to mention that the chatters are done. Damn. Nobody's going for Andromeda. I need to nerf it again. Jake McClintock running next. We handle the Milky Way. Saving on Shooting Stars. Manages to clear with a few seconds remaining. Will be his selection. Triangulum again. Looking good at the moment, though. Approaching final ring. Getting closer to that dismount, saving on the ring slide. Didn't pull a Tajima. In fact, he's moving on to Stage 7. We got ourselves a new semifinalist. Number 12. 12th unique semifinalist in this era. Jake McClintock. Okay, freaking... There we go. Alright, still got a few runners left. I believe 3. Enzo De Ferrari Wilson running next. Down to 3 clears, by the way. Which is crazy. EDW fails Space Invaders. Jackson Airnos. Ooh, saving on Earth. Beats the Klaxon. Manages to make it to the back half. It's going to be its selection. Gee, I wonder. No, he goes for Andromeda. And I did remember to nerf this, I think. No, I didn't. But regardless, he manages to beat Eyeglass Alley. Can he do the rest, though? Double down. Just the cheese wedges left, and he's got it. And also, there's no dismount. Jesus Christ, I don't know how I keep forgetting to nerf that. Gotta put it back on my to-do list. Jackson Airnos, regardless, is a 2-time finalist in this era alone. Replace Eyeglass. This is embarrassing. All the things that I said I would try to do, I ended up, or all the obstacles I told myself I'd try to replace. I ended up doing that. It's supposed to be double rumbling decks. Double rumbling. Nice. Okay. Still got a few runners. Actually, one more. Here come the Folsoms. Never mind, he fails Astro Glider and we're down to 4. Oh boy. Oh. Down to 4 left. Max clear rate from last week. Jun Sato, Kane Lepsak, Jake McClintock, and Jackson Erdos. Only one of these 4 has been here before. Of course, that being the champ. Stage 7. In a moment. Stage 7 is the slightly adjusted Unholy Trinity, the divine comedy of Ninja Machine, the ultimate upper body gauntlet, consisting of 13 obstacles divided into three segments. First is Inferno. It is all about core strength. Walking Drum, the only new obstacle. First, Walking Drum, then Omega Body Prop, a scrap obstacle for Proto Sasuke. Double Devil, directly into Donkey Teeth. And then, Monstro Climb. Then it's the Bartek segment, Purgatoria. Noah's Ark, directly into On Guard. Directly into the Salmon Slider. After this, just the Highway to Heaven, Finger Strength segment, Paradiso. Pressure Point, Slogies, Brad's Corner, directly into Good Luck. A deadly duo from the WNL that one season. Now it's back and 0 rest points between them. You may notice the last obstacle is a new one. Heartbreak Armageddon. Super Lumberjack Climb, I-Beam Flip, and the Heartbreaker. Consecutively. No rest points between them. That is your final obstacle standing between these 4 and the final stage. Will anyone survive when faced against the Unholy Trinity? 4 athletes remain, only one of which has been here before. Now he faces the whole Unholy Trinity. Running first, he's been here a few times before, but he's never faced something like Unholy Trinity. The captain of the JPA, president of the JPA, Jun Sato. He's now a 3-time semifinalist. But now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to see how this all ends. Jun Sato versus the Unholy Trinity. Inferno first. Walking Drum. He doesn't got to worry about cliff-related stuff until Monstro Climb. Saving on the first, I forgot to replace Drum Mountain with Walking Drum. You gotta be kidding me. Okay. Saving on the last drum, though, is Jun Sato. Omega Body Prop now. Good so far. 3/4 of his stamina left. But he fails on Omega Body Prop. We're down to 3. 3 athletes remain. This man has been to the stage 7 before, but he's never faced anything like Unholy Trinity. It is Kane Lepsak. But he now faces the ultimate upper body gauntlet. Unholy Trinity. Inferno first. Supposed to be Walking Drum, but it's Drum Mountain. You know what it is? It's because I forgot to save the freaking the Incarcerator again. Saving on the last drum, same thing that happened to Jun Sato. Making his way through Omega Body Prop is Kane Lepsak. Can he handle it? Come on. Yes! Takes the lead from Sato. Double Devil. so far. Donkey Teeth, still no rest points until 7.5. Saving on that third one. Third book. Used his resiliency twice. Monster Climb, can he reach Purgatorio? Few more jumps away. One more jump. Stands between him and Purgatorio. Third of the way through. How good is he with Bartek? One way to find out. It's Purgatorio. Noah's Ark. That's the Deja Vu segment. Now for the flying bar cradles. There's 4 of them. Or 4 jumps at least. Got the second one. One more. And then it's on guard. There we go. 7.7. Nobody fails on the dismount. Forgot there was a dismount on Noah's Ark, so that is 7.6. And all of a sudden, we're down to 2. This next one, unfortunately, does not have a BGM. It is Jake McClintock. See how he handles the ultimate upper body gauntlet. First, Inferno. To take the lead from Lebsack, he's got to get past Noah's Ark. He's got to reach on guard. Good so far. Perfect on Drum Mountain. Omega body prop. Only one person's gotten past this so far tonight. And Jake McClintock makes it 2. Double Devil. Looking good so far. One obstacle can change everything, though. Donkey Teeth is a lot more difficult than it looks. It is book holds in a semicircular configuration. One more hold, and then it's Monster Climb. 2 more jumps. Separates Jake McClintock and Purgatorio. 2 competitors in a row have reached this segment of Unholy Trinity. Purgatorio. In order to take the lead from Lebsack, he's got to reach on guard. Let's see what happens. Noah's Ark first. Lebsack failed the dismount. And there are no rest points. So I'm assuming it's a long dismount to another bar in on guard. A few more cradles now before he approaches the dismount of Noah's Ark to take the lead from Kane Lebsack. He's got it on guard. One more jump. And now it's Salmon Slider. Good so far. Great on stamina. Going for the dismount. Saving on the dismount, and he's reached Paradiso. Oh my god. It very well could happen. It very well could happen. Oh boy. Jake McClintock as a finalist would be crazy. He's 5 obstacles away from doing so. Nobody has reached 7.13. He's conquered the highway to hell and the gray area. Now just the stairway to heaven remains. Pressure point first. It's just him and I believe Erdos left. Pressure point looking good so far, but he fails on that reverse cliff. And we're down to 1. But a damn good effort from Jake McClintock. 1 athlete remains. And he's the only one of the 4 that got to this point that has been here before. He is a NSC champion. He is Omega's most recent champion, reigning and defending. His name is Jackson Erdos. And for him, he's been in this position before. It is final stage or bust once again. for the former #1 ninja in the world. If he fails at any point, it is over. First, Inferno. Drum Mountain. To take the lead from McClintock, he's got to beat the reverse Cliff Lachey on pressure point. Clearly, that is no easy feat. Got through Drum Mountain, no problem. Omega Body Prop. We have seen a few people fail here in previous tournaments. Jackson Erdos will not share the same fate. Double Devil. Good for the moment. On to Donkey Teeth. And again, these obstacles are a lot more difficult than they look. You cannot underestimate them. There is no room for error at this point in the course. Monster Climb. A few more boxes. A few more moves. One more jump. Separates the champ and Purgatorio. Oh. He's conquered the highway to hell. Again. Now he's just got to do the gray area. The path to Stairway to Heaven lies in front of him. To the Stairway to Heaven, sorry. And it's named Purgatorio. Noah's Ark first. Past Deja Vu. Gotta remove the rings and go through 4 flying bar moves. Halfway through that, and then there's a dismount. One more move, and then a dismount. He's got it on guard. Former #1 ninja in the world. He's called that for a reason. Salmon Slider can be the second to reach Purgatorio tonight. Going for the dismount. Erdos is at Paradiso. Is he really going to reach the final and end it with a final again? You've got to be kidding me. Erdos could once again be your last man standing. In order to take the lead from McClintock, he's got to beat the reverse Cliff Lachey on pressure point. He's one obstacle away from pulling that off. In his final stage or bust for the champion. Looking good so far. To get the best result, he does not get it. Fails on the same jump, and that will end this tournament. Oh, it was close. Let's see who got there faster. 7:34.85. 7:26.21. Meaning, Jackson Erdos by around 8 seconds is once again your last last man standing. I'm gonna have a look at the leaderboard. It is as follows. Lucas Real just missing out on stage 2. D-Render just missing out on stage 3. Philip Goethe missing out on stage 4 by 1 spot. And Aaron Majiakomo, D31. He got jeffed at the end of stage 4, missing out on the back half. Have a look at the leaderboard. Your last chatter standing is Joe Moravsky. Your last woman standing is Isabella Folsom. And I cannot recall for the life of... Well, there's only one debutante when we're talking about. Look over there. Here's your top 10. Elion Sharif, Eliza Browning, Weatherman Joe Moravsky, Enzo De Ferrari Wilson, Noah Munier, Josiah Papel, Jun Sato, Kane Lebsack, Jake McClintock, and by a few seconds, Jackson Erdos is again your last man standing. For Vinny Kins and Donovan Luster, my name is Caleb Colacloud. This has been Omega for Upper Limit. Fare thee well. And I'll see you when I get back home from vacation.